Every torch became a shadow, every golden banner arrived. Captains sheltered stolen treasures, kings concealed the blood on maps. Then the heavens stained their triumph, black rain fell upon the camp. I thought the crown could hide its violence, I thought the walls would hold the damp. Then judgment crossed the proud encampment, black rain fell upon the royal camp. Black rain fell upon the royal camp, grace uncovered every crime, mercy warned the guilty rulers, there was still a chance to turn in time. What they named a glorious conquest, heaven marked upon the land. God exposed the price of power, black rain fell upon the camp. Every drop struck captured armor, every stream ran past the grain, taken from the starving villages they had left beneath the flame. I had praised the king's expansion, never questioned his command, till the rain revealed the sorrow buried underneath the camp. Not every victory bears his favor, not every throne fulfills his plan. God will judge the hand of rulers by the weak beneath their hands. Black rain fell upon the royal camp, grace uncovered every crime, mercy warned the guilty rulers, there was still a chance to turn in time. What they named a glorious conquest, heaven marked upon the land. God exposed the price of power, black rain fell upon the camp, fell upon the camp. Rain upon my hidden motives, rain upon the pride I guard, wash away the false permission I have written on my heart. If success conceals injustice, if ambition shapes my plans, send conviction through my kingdom, let black rain fall on the camp. Rain fell upon the royal camp, grace uncovered every crime, mercy warned the guilty rulers, there was still a chance to turn in time. What they named a glorious conquest, heaven marked upon the land. God exposed the price of power, black rain fell upon the camp, fell upon the royal camp, till the morning cleansed the land, and the humble left their treasures with repentance in their hands. Broken chains hung from the city wall, broken chains hung from the city wall. When the prison doors gave way, every Some had carried guilt and sorrow from the failures of their youth. I had thought that freedom only meant escaping past the wall, till the Lord broke fear and hatred, deepest prisons of them all. Not every chain is forged from iron, not each prison has a hole. Some are hidden in the spirit till the voice of mercy calls. Broken chains hung from the city wall, grace declared the captives free. Mercy opened every chamber where despair had bent the knee. What had held them through the darkness could no longer make them crawl. God displayed defeat in bondage, broken chains hung from the wall. Break the chain around my memory, break the shame around my name, break the bitterness I carried, break the fear that feeds the blame. If the past returns to bind me, if I hear the jailer call, let me see the sign of freedom, broken chains upon the broken chains hung from the city wall, grace declared the captives free. Mercy opened every chamber where despair had bent the knee. What had held them through the darkness could no longer make them crawl. God displayed defeat in bondage, broken chains hung from the wall. Broken chains hung from the city wall, grace declared the captives free. Mercy opened every chamber where despair had bent the knee. What had held them through the darkness could no longer make them crawl. God displayed defeat in bondage, broken chains hung from the wall. From the wall. Broken chains hung from the city wall. Cavalry torches descended the mountain like a river made of flame. Every horse disturbed the silence, every rider bore a name. Villagers watched from darkened windows, guards prepared beside the fountain, while the fiery line moved lower. Cavalry torches descended the mountain. I thought the lights announced destruction, I thought no guard could hold the ground. Then mercy showed a different banner as the riders gathered around. Cavalry torches descended the mountain, grace burned through the night. Mercy brought the missing soldiers home. Teach me patience through the sound. Let me wait until the purpose of the distant light is found. If anxiety fills the valley, if my heart expects destruction, let your mercy change the meaning of the torches on the mountain. Cavalry torches descended the mountain. Grace burned through the night. Mercy brought the missing soldiers home beneath the firelight. What the city feared as conquest became rescue by the fountain. God returned the lost and wounded. Cavalry torches descended the mountain. Cavalry torches reached the gateway before dawn touched the fountain. And the city welcomed mercy that descended from the mountain. Cavalry torches. Cavalry torches. David's mighty men guarded the cave, while the king hid from the crown. Every entrance faced the desert, every soldier watched the ground. They had followed through rejection, through the hunger and the grave, and with swords across their knees, David's mighty men guarded the cave. I thought the throne defined the kingdom. I thought the palace made men brave. Then faith grew strong among the exiles. David's mighty men guarded the cave. David's mighty men guarded the cave. Grace lived among the few. Mercy formed a band of brothers from the wounded and pursued. What the kingdom called rebellion, heaven shaped beyond the gaze. God prepared his future servants while they guarded David's Some had debts and broken families, some had fled oppressive hands, some had lost their place in Israel, some no longer trusted plans. I had thought the Lord chose only those whose histories look brave, till he gathered desperate people and made warriors in the cave. Not because their lives were spotless, not because they never strayed, but because they learned devotion in the shadows where they stayed. David's mighty men guarded the cave. Grace lived among the few. Mercy formed a band of brothers from the wounded and pursued. What the kingdom called rebellion, heaven shaped beyond the gaze. God prepared his future servants while they guarded David's cave. Shape me in the hidden places, shape me far from crown and praise. Teach me loyalty and courage through the waiting and delay. If the palace stands against me, if my refuge is a cave, archers searched the valley, knowing nothing more remained. Broken shafts lay in the grasses, blood and rain began to collide, and the silence settled slowly over quivers on the hillside. I thought our weapons held the answer, I thought our aim would turn the tide. Then every hand was left with nothing. Empty quivers covered the hillside. Empty quivers covered the hillside. Grace met us without a bow. Mercy taught the tired archers where the final hope must go. When the strength of men was emptied, when no weapon stood beside us, God remained our true defender. Empty quivers covered the hillside. Some had fired to guard the wounded, some had shot through rage and fear, some had followed cruel instructions, never asking why they were there. I had trusted practiced fingers, trusted every sharpened flight, till the Lord removed the arrows and exposed my heart that night. Not every target should be taken, not every order should be tried. Sometimes wisdom lowers the weapon before the final arrow flies. Empty quivers covered the hillside. Grace met us without a bow. Mercy taught the tired archers where their final hope must go. When the strength of men was emptied, when no weapon stood beside us, God remained our true defender. Empty quivers cover the hillside. Empty every cruel intention, empty vengeance from my side. Let me never fire in anger, just because I know the fight. If my quiver holds no answer, if the enemy surrounds me, teach my soul to trust your presence on the dark and silent hillside. Empty quivers cover the hillside. Grace met us without a bow. Mercy taught the tired archers where their final hope must go. When the strength of men was emptied, when no weapon stood beside us, God remained our true defender. Empty quivers cover the hillside. Empty quivers cover the hillside. But the morning found us alive, for the Lord had stood among us when our final arrows died. Flaming swords guarded the narrow pass when the refugees drew near. Every cliff concealed an ambush, every child was pale with fear. Enemy riders filled the valley, whose were closing on us fast. Then a wall of fire rose before them, flaming swords guarded the pass. I thought the road had trapped our people, I thought no wounded child would pass. Then heaven stood between the armies, flaming swords guarded the pass. buried, sleeping infants, elders leaned on broken staffs. Soldiers stayed behind the column, watching shadows through the ash. I had begged for strength to conquer, for revenge against the past, but the Lord gave us protection long enough for all to pass. Not a fire born of hatred, not a flame to feed our wrath, but a shield around the helpless on the only open path. Flaming sword guarded the narrow path, grace burned against the night, mercy led the weak and frightened through the shelter of the light. What pursued them through the valley could not cross where heaven stood. God defended every exile as they crossed the narrow road. Stand between the weak and violence, stand between the child and blade. Be the fire no cruel army can command or turn away. If my road becomes too narrow, if destruction follows fast, let your presence rise around me like the swords that guarded the path. Flaming swords guarded the narrow path, grace burned against the night, mercy led the weak and frightened through the shelter of the light. What pursued them through the valley could not cross where heaven stood. God defended every exile as they crossed the narrow road. Flaming swords guarded the narrow path till the eastern sky grew bright, and the final child crossed safely through the refuge of the gates of brass stood above the prisoners, sealed by kingdoms without choice. Every hinge had mocked their pleading, every god ignored their voice. Then the heavens broke the silence, and the mountains heard the noise, while the strongest locks began to tremble. Gates of brass shook at his voice. I thought the walls would stand forever. I thought the captives had no choice. Then heaven spoke against oppression. Gates of brass trembled at his voice. Gates of brass trembled at his voice. Grace entered through the stone. Mercy called the Break the prison of resentment, break the fear that steals my voice. If the walls appear eternal, if my hope has been destroyed, let the deepest darkness tremble at the hearing of your voice. Gates of brass trembled at his voice, grace entered through the stone, mercy called the chained and weary from the cells they called their home. What no army could demolish, what no human hand destroyed, God broke open every prison, gates of brass shook at his voice. Gates of brass shook at his voice. Gates of brass lay torn and open, and the captives raised their voice. For no kingdom holds forever what the Lord has called his own. Healers walk behind the last regiment. Healers walk behind the last regiment when the army left the plain. Every wagon carried bandages, every robe was marked with stains. They moved slowly through the wreckage, listening for the faintest breath. And they searched among the fallen, where the soldiers had left death. I thought the heroes led the column, I thought the souls deserved remembrance. Then mercy followed after battle, healers walked behind the regiment. Healers walked behind the last regiment, grace followed every mile, mercy found the ones abandoned under armor, blood and fire. What the marching ranks had passed by, love refused to leave forgotten, God was present with the healers walking behind the regiment. One bound wounds upon an enemy, one gave water to a child, one held hands with dying soldiers till their breathing became mild. I had thought the war was finished when the banners left the field, till I saw the greater labor of the hands that stayed to heal. Not beneath the songs of victory, not where captains praise their strength, but behind the final column, mercy walked the battlefield. Healers walked behind the last regiment, grace followed every mile, mercy found the ones abandoned under armor, blood and fire. What the marching ranks had passed by, love refused to leave forgotten, God was present with the healers walking behind the regiment. Let me walk behind the powerful, let me notice whom they leave. Give me hands prepared for healing, give me patience with the weak. If the crowds pursue the banners, if the wounded lie forgotten, send me back across the battlefield, walking behind the regiment. answered the thunder. When the storm crossed through the plain, every cloud concealed the mountains, every road dissolved in rain. Soldiers gather near the standard, watching lightning split asunder. Then the priest raised bronze toward heaven. Israel's trumpets answered the thunder. I thought the storm had drowned our courage, I thought the clouds would pull us under. Then worship rose above the trembling. Israel's trumpets answered the thunder. Israel's trumpets answered the thunder. Grace rang through the storm. Mercy called the scattered people back beneath the covenant horn. What it sounded like destruction became proof of holy wonder. God awakened every valley. Israel's trumpets answered the thunder. Some had hidden beneath wagons, some had dropped their shields in fear. Some believed the coming tempest meant the enemy was near. I had thought that faith meant silence, never answering heaven's wonder, till the priest declared his promise with their trumpets through the thunder. Not a boast of human power, not a challenge raised in pride, but a song that met the tempest with the Lord upon our side. Israel's trumpets answered the thunder. Grace rang through the storm. Mercy called the scattered people back beneath the covenant horn. What it sounded like destruction became proof of holy wonder. God awakened every valley. Israel's trumpets answered the thunder. Sound your promise through my trembling, sound it when the storm is near. Let my worship answer chaos, let your presence master fear. If the clouds erase the pathway, if the lightning tears asunder, put a trumpet in my spirit, let my faith reply to thunder. Israel's trumpets answered the thunder. Grace rang through the storm. Mercy called the scattered people back beneath the covenant horn. What it sounded like destruction became proof of holy wonder. God awakened every valley. Israel's trumpets answered the thunder. Israel's trumpets across the storm clouds, till the rain released the land, and the people marched together underneath the Father's hand. Jericho's watchmen feared the silence when the tribes appeared below. There were no advancing war cries, there were no descending bows. Only footsteps circled slowly, only priests moved in compliance, and the walls grew more unsettling as the watchmen feared the silence. in stillness. Teach me not to force the hour. Let obedience speak much louder than my hunger to show power. If the walls appear unbroken, if the waiting tests reliance, keep me circling in your promise. Let my faith endure the silence. Jericho's watchmen fear the silence. Grace moved without a sword. Mercy gave the city warning through obedience to the Lord. What appeared too weak for battle carried heaven's full defiance. God was working through the waiting. Jericho's watchmen feared the silence. Jericho's watchmen feared the silence. Jericho's watchmen feared the silence. Then the final trumpet sounded, and the walls that mocked obedience fell as heaven moved around them. King's armor rusted beneath the palace where the royal vaults grew cold. Every breastplate once reflected torchlight, jewels, blood and gold. No victorious hand reclaimed it, no proud heir maintained the balance. And forgotten rainwater gathered where armor rusted beneath the palace. I thought the kings had conquered aging. I thought their power held no malice. Then time consumed their royal weapons. King's armor rusted beneath the palace. King's armor rusted beneath the palace. Grace outlived the throne. Mercy watched the proud dominions lose the strength they claim to own. What had terrified the nations could not keep its sharpened status. God remained beyond the rulers. King's armor rusted beneath the palace. Every helmet hid ambition, every shield concealed a grave. Every sword had made oppression look like something strong and brave. I had envied royal warriors, dreamed of ruling from the palace, till the rust revealed the ending of the armor beneath the palace. Not every crown deserves a kingdom. Not every victory deserves a chalice. All the instruments Midnight horns awakened the fortress while the moon withdrew behind. Every guard reached for his helmet, every torch revealed the night. Shadows gathered near the hillside, iron footsteps crossed the darkness, and the warning shook the towers. Midnight horns awakened the fortress. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought the walls had bought us safety. I thought no thread could cross the darkness. Then heaven stood the sleeping watchmen. Midnight horns awakened the fortress. Midnight horn awakened the fortress. Grace called every god. Mercy warned the sleeping households before violence reached the yard. What had traveled under darkness found the gates prepared and guarded. God preserved the lives within them. Midnight horns awakened the fortress. Some had watched through 7 evenings, some had barely closed their eyes, some had grown too used to silence, stopped expecting enemies. I had left my lamp untended, trusted stone instead of watchfulness, till the horns exposed my slumber and awakened all the fortress. Not to fill our hearts with panic, not to make us fear the darkness, but to call the faithful servants back to wisdom and preparedness. Midnight horns awaken the fortress. Grace called every god. Mercy warned the sleeping households before violence reached the yard. What had traveled under darkness found the gates prepared and guarded. God preserved the lives within them. Midnight horns awakened the fortress. Wake the towers of my spirit, wake the conscience I have hardened. Let me hear the quiet warnings long before the gates are broken. If temptation moves in shadows, if my faith becomes too careless, sound your truth across my slumber like the horns above the fortress. Midnight horns awaken the fortress. Grace called every god. Mercy warned the sleeping households before violence reached the yard. What had traveled under darkness found the gates prepared and guarded. God preserved the lives within them. Midnight horns awaken the fortress. Midnight horns awaken the fortress. Then the dawn revealed the plain, and the Lord had kept his people through the warning in the rain. Orphans lit candles for the fallen. When the evening bells were heard, every flame recalled a father. Every silence held a word. Some had never known their mothers. Some still waited for them calling. Yet they gathered in the temple. Orphans lit candles for the fallen. I thought the grief had left them empty. I thought the night would keep them crawling. Their mercy moved through little fingers. Orphans lit candles for the fallen. Orphans lit candles for the fallen. Grace shone through their tears. Mercy held the youngest mourners through the weight of empty years. What the battlefield had taken, heaven kept from being forgotten. God remained beside the children. Orphans lit candles for the fallen. One flame stood for an old soldier, one for someone without name. One was placed beside a doorway for a mother lost in flames. I had offered them brave speeches, words that could not heal their longing, till the Lord taught me to listen as they named their dead and fallen. Not every wound requires an answer. Not every grief can be made smaller. Sometimes love becomes a presence, sitting quietly beside the sorrow. Orphans lit candles for the fallen. Grace shone through their tears. Mercy held the youngest mourners through the weight of empty years. What the battlefield had taken, heaven kept from being forgotten. God remained beside the children. Orphans lit candles for the fallen. Orphans lit candles for the fallen. God, the children wore as burden. God, the homes that lost as hollow. Raise up arms to hold the lonely. Raise up hearts prepared to follow. If the rulers praise their conquest, let these flames reveal the cost. Let no child remain forgotten. Let no grieving name be lost. Orphans lit candles for the fallen. Grace shone through their tears. Mercy held the youngest mourners through the weight of empty years. What the battlefield had taken, heaven kept from being forgotten. God remained beside the children. Orphans lit candles for the fallen. Orphans lit candles for the fallen, till the temple filled with light, and the Lord remained their Father through the silence of the night. Pilgrim soldiers climbed the sacred hill. When the battle road was done, every shield hung from a shoulder, every blade faced toward the ground. They had crossed through smoke and famine, carried wounds no hand could steal, yet they rose toward prayer and worship. Pilgrim soldiers climbed the hill. I thought the summit promised glory, I thought their strength would prove their will. Then mercy turned their march to worship. Pilgrim soldiers climbed the hill.
Pilgrim soldiers climbed the sacred hill. Grace met every scar. Mercy led the battle weary.
Past the weight of who they were, what no victory could give them, waited where the air grew still. God received their tight confession. Pilgrim soldiers climbed the hill. Some confessed the rage they carried, some remembered cruel commands, some had guarded helpless families, some had blood upon their hands. I had thought that sacred journeys were for hearts untouched by guilt, till the Lord welcomed the wounded to the altar on the hill. Not because their past was spotless, not because no blood was spilled, but because repentance carried every burden up the hill. Pilgrim soldiers climbed the sacred hill. Grace met every scar. Mercy led the battle weary. Past the weight of who they were, what no victory could give them, waited where the air grew still. God received their tight confession. Pilgrim soldiers climbed the hill. Lead me upward through repentance, lead me past the pride I built. Let me carry every failure to the mercy on the hill. If the climb exposes weakness, if my trembling feet stand still, be the strength that draws me forward with the pilgrims of the hill.
Pilgrim soldiers climbed the sacred hill. Grace met every scar. Mercy led the battle weary.
Past the weight of who they were, what no victory could give them, waited where the air grew still. God received their tight confession. Pilgrim soldiers climbed the hill.
Pilgrim soldiers reached the sacred hill. Oh, then they laid their weapons still.
And the Lord restored their spirits in the silence on the Rivers of fire divided the armies when the night consumed the plain. Every horse recoiled in terror, every shield reflected flame. Kings commanded men to cross them, but no soldier dared advance, for the burning line stood firmly like a wall between the camps. I thought the war would drown on mercy. Kings control the armies and place a burning boundary. Rivers of fire salvation. Stand between my hand and harm. Build a boundary through my anger when resentment starts to warm. If revenge appears like justice, if my hatred sounds like calling, raise your fire against my violence. Stand between the gathered army. Fire divided the armies till the morning crossed the sky, and the soldiers left the battlefield without another life denied. Captain stood before the giant, where the armies held their breath. Every soldier knew the shadow, every step foretold their death. No bright crown adorned his helmet, no proud speech declared defiance, only faith beneath his armor. The captain stood before the giant. I thought the brave were born unshaken, I thought their hearts were made of iron. Then I saw his hands were trembling as he stood before the giant. The captain stood before the giant, grace strengthened weary knees, mercy taught a frightened warrior where true courage must begin. The giant named his every failure, mocked the battles he had lost, spoke of soldiers left behind him, spoke of every painful cost. I had thought that accusation always proved the voice was right, till the captain raised his shield and stepped forward through the lies. Not because he had no weakness, not because he felt no fright, but because the Lord beside him was much greater than the fight. The captain stood before the giant, grace strengthened weary knees, mercy taught a frightened warrior where true courage must begin. What appeared too great to conquer could not silence his reliance. God stood taller than the terror when the captain faced the giant. before the giant, grace, strength, and weary knees. Mercy taught a frightened warrior where true courage must begin. What appeared too great to conquer could not silence his reliance. God stood taller than the terror when the captain faced the giant. The captain stood before the giant. Then the valley heard him cry, my salvation rests in heaven, and the Lord will win this fight. Shield blocked the gate when the western hinges broke. Enemy blades crossed through the opening. Torches filled the hall with smoke. Behind the guard were frightened children, wounded elders forced to wait. So he planted both his feet there. The final shield blocked the gate. I thought one God could change no ending. I thought his stand had come too late. Then mercy placed him in the breach. The final shield blocked the gate.
The final shield blocked the gate. Grace held firm beneath the blows. Mercy guarded every family while the passage slowly closed. What the enemy called weakness became courage underweight. God made
watchmen saw the morning star. From the ruins of the tower, every man had fought through darkness, counting every passing hour. Bandages were soaked and heavy, enemy fire still burned afar. Then above the eastern mountains they beheld the morning star. I thought the night had conquered heaven, I thought the dawn had wandered far. Then promise pierced the final darkness, wounded watchmen saw the star. Wounded watchmen saw the morning star. Grace appeared before the sun. Mercy told the tired defenders that the longest night was done. What the darkness tried to bury could not hide the light afar. God renewed the weary guardians through the rising morning star. One had lost his closest brother, one could scarcely lift his head. One still called the names of soldiers he had seen among the dead. I had thought that hope required every wound to lose its scar, till the light reached broken bodies from the distant morning star. Not because the grief had vanished, not because no wounds remained, but because the coming daylight proved the night would never end. Wounded watchmen saw the morning star. Grace appeared before the sun. Mercy told the tired defenders that the longest night was done. What the darkness tried to bury could not hide the light afar. God renewed the weary guardians through the rising morning star. Shine above my longest battle, shine when healing still seems far. Give my eyes a point of promise, give my heart a morning star. If I cannot leave the tower, if my body bears the scars, let me know the dawn is coming when I see the morning star.
Wounded watchmen saw the morning star. Grace appeared before the sun. Mercy told the tired defenders that the longest night was done.
What the darkness tried to bury could not hide the light afar. God renewed the weary guardians through the rising morning star. And watchmen saw the morning star. Then the sunrise crossed the storm, and the Lord restored their courage as He led the wounded Zion's drums call the exiles home from the valleys of the north. Every rhythm crossed the desert, every echo summoned forth. Families rose from foreign cities, elders left the lands they roamed, for across the distant returned with empty wagons. Some were children born abroad. Some remembered every doorway. Some knew Zion only through God. I had thought that home was something time could bury under stone, till the drums restore the promise that the lost were not unknown. Not returning without sorrow, not forgetting where we roamed, but believing God could build us a new future inside home. Zion's drums call the exiles home. Grace sounded through the land. Mercy gathered scattered children, leading each one by the hand. What the years had torn and scattered, God remembered as his own. Hope marched onward with the rhythm. Zion's drums call the exiles home. Call me from the distant country, call me from the roads I chose. Let your rhythm cross the mountains, find me where no pathway goes. If my shame insists I'm banished, if I fear to face my home, beat your promise through my spirit, like the drums that called us Zion's drums call the exiles home. Grace sounded through the land. Mercy gathers scattered children, leading each one by the hand. What the years had torn and scattered, God remembered as his own. Hope marched onward with the rhythm. Zion's drums call the exiles home. Zion's drums call the exiles home, till the gates receive them all, and the city answered heaven with the greater welcome Last survivors crossed the flooded road, while the storm erased the plain. Every wagon leaned in water, every child endured the rain. Behind them burned the fallen village, before them